Welcome back, everybody. This is Dave with Spider Monkey 2A, and today we're back out at the range on a glorious day, but it's a little hot, so I'm hoping my cameras and everything else goes smoothly. But we're back out here at the range to do our 100-yard group test on our Gen 2 Ruger American Predator, chambered in 6.5 Grendel. Stick around, should be a lot of fun. All right, like I said, we're back out here at the range. We're doing it a little bit different than we usually used to do with our 100-yard group test. We would do it up on the higher range, but I got everything set up here down at the lower range, right where we did our sight in and first shots video. Put a big old spool down here. We've been meaning to do that for a while, so we're right at 96 yards, so just a shade under 100 yards, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. So we got a variety of ammo out here, 5 different ones that we're going to test out for groups. Because these would be all the ones that I would potentially hunt with, even though I'm gonna do my, I wouldn't hunt with Hornady Black, the match bullets, but you can if that's all you have. I mean, it's perfectly fine. They just recommend that you don't. Anyway, enough about that. Let's go through the ammo quick. We got our Hornady Black 123 grain ELD matches. I like playing around with those ones, but they don't do the best out of the Ruger Americans. In our Gen 1, they never grouped very well at all. Next up, we got our 123 grain Lapua Skenar, whatever you want to say. We also have our 123 grain Hornady Custom SSTs. These ones I want to do well, but they never did out of our Gen 1. Next up, we got our 2 ones that actually did the best. Man, the bugs are bad out here today. 120 grain ballistic tip nozzler. These ones are produced by Alexander Arms. These ones did particularly well in our Gen 1. And then our 129 SSTs. These ones are produced by Alexander Arms as well, but they're Hornady bullets. These ones always did the best out of our Gen 1 Ruger American Predator. We would usually get them stacking right on top of each other. I'm excited to see what happens, and since I didn't do it in the last video, I do have all the arrangements of different magazines that we're going to test out. While sighting it in, again, I put the Bushnell Nitro on there just because I didn't want to do this test with the primary arms optic on there. So I put that on there. We got that sighted in right at our range here. We sighted that in with a Wolf, so hopefully we're on close enough. And let's show you the rifle again, just in case you missed our first shots video, and then we'll get to our test. So the rifle we're using, guys, like we had in our last video, is the Gen 2 Ruger American Predator, chambered in 6.5 Grendel. Safety check, nothing in there. I am absolutely loving this setup so far, guys. It's a joy to shoot. 6.5 Grendel, low recoil, just a pleasure. I feel a sneeze coming on. Anyway, got the generous butt pad here. I was going to do this out of the lead sled today, but I decided not to. I decided to go against that and just use our bipod. Make it a little bit more realistic to what I would have in hunting scenarios. And again, we got the Bushnell Nitro on there, first focal plane scope, 3 to 12. I have okay luck with this optic. It's not the greatest in the world by any means, but we also have our arrangement of magazines we're going to try out. During the sight in, I used one of my Alexander Arms mags. With the Wolf ammo, it seemed to do fine. If you loaded all of it in there, I think this is a 5-shot mag, 5 or 6, 4 round. Maybe that's why. I was loading 5, and that 5th one didn't want to go. That would be why. Let's try 4 in it. This one is also a 4-rounder. Excuse me. But we're not going to do this one again because I already did. We'll try this Alexander Arms mag. I got a couple of old Duramags that we'll try, and then we will try these 2 Amend 2 mags. These have not worked with me in anything. They didn't work in the Gen 1. They didn't work in my AR. I have no hope for them, but we'll see. The Duramags seem to work best out of these Ruger American Gen 1s, or I'm sorry, Ruger Americans in general. That's what they sent with it, so we'll see. Let's go get some fresh targets up. I will put the close-up camera up there today. Let's get going on our tests. We're going to start off with the Hornady Black. We're going to do 3-shot groups. I know I should probably do 5. I'm going to be a glutton for punishment here and try this Amend 2 mag already. At least this way I know if they work right away. And if this one doesn't work, we're not even going to try the other one. Eh. These mags are kind of a pain to load. Alright, 123 grain ELD match. Hopefully we hit the target. Hopefully all the mags work. Ah, same damn thing. Same damn thing. So you know what? We're not even going to try those. I'm just going to set those aside. Let's try our other. Whew. These mags sitting out in the sun are getting toasty. Let's try. Let's load up a new one because it gunked up the tip on that first one. Oop. I already had it half closed there. Alright, that one chambered fine. Alright, let's see how we do with our groups. We'll try to get good trigger pulls, trigger squeezes. Alright, that one felt good. Felt good as well. All right, let's load up the next. All right, next up we got the 129 SSTs from Hornady. These ones are produced by Alexander Arms. I hope these do well, as they always have before. Try to get the best squeezes we can. Adjust my parallax just a little. About the same as what it was, I just thought I could do better. Alright, here we go. Felt like a good squeeze. Feeling pretty good. Alright, all three of those felt pretty good. Let's load up the next. Okay, next up we got the 123 Hornady Custom SSTs. I'm hoping these do well. I really want these to do well, but we'll see. The mag so far, only issue is the Amend 2, and honestly I'm just not surprised. I don't know. Maybe they work in some other rifles, but they have not in anything I have used. Alright, we're aiming dead center. The 123 SSTs. again, guys, just because I'm doing a group test doesn't mean all these are perfect shots. Bad ones could be me. Or it could be the ammo. You just never know. I just want to see what this rifle does with me behind it. All right, so we did those. Let's load up the next one. Okay, next up we got the 120 grain ballistic tip nozzler. I hope these ones do well. These ones performed really well out of our Gen 1. They performed well on devastation tests that we did too. And I don't recall if I took any whitetail with these ones in particular. I know I have with the 123 SSTs and the 129 SSTs. Alright, those all felt like good trigger squeezes. Let's load up the last one and see how we do. Okay, last up, we got the 123 grain Lapua Sonar, if you can see that. Sorry, the sun's kind of bright. Anyway, these ones don't really have the tip to it. Just kind of got the hollow point, if you can see. No plastic tip. So let's see how these do. I don't really know what these type of rounds are for, the Lapua Sonars. I don't know, maybe they're just target, maybe they're hunting rounds. I just haven't really looked into it too much. Don't like a good squeeze. Sorry about the traffic, guys. A little noisy today. Alright, all three of those felt pretty good. Let's go around and take a look how we did. All right, guys, as we're coming up, you know, we haven't put very many rounds through this rifle, so that could be an indicator too. But I mean, we had fairly similar results to the Gen 1. I mean, really not a ton different from what I'm seeing anyway. I'll have to go back and look at some of the footage from those videos. I don't tend to keep old videos around, I just get rid of them. All right, but the 123 Hornady Black, we'll put you up close here. So it seems like we always get one shot, then a straggler, and then we tighten it right back up to the first shot. Like I said, guys, all the trigger pulls felt good for me. That doesn't mean that I didn't mess up a little bit. Next up, the 129 SST. We had fairly similar results. It grouped pretty well. Less than an inch, maybe right about an inch. By the way, this one is definitely a 2-incher. 2.5 maybe. So 129 SST did fairly well. 123 SST, kind of the same thing. I think we had one here, one up there, and then one right back here. So not the greatest. That's fairly consistent of what I've been getting with the 123 SSTs out of our Gen 1 and also the ARs that I've shot. 120 Nosler did very well. We had two about touching, but all in all, right about a 3/4 inch group. I am perfectly okay with that. And the 123 Lapua Sonars, about 1.5 inch group, maybe a little more, 1 3/4 inch. Not terrible, not the greatest, but the 120 Nosler and the 129 SST, excuse me, seem to group the best this time. We'll definitely probably try this numerous times as I put more rounds through the rifle to see if it helps tighten up the groups at all or if it makes it worse. We'll also try better optics on there, different optics. I like to do that. All in all, I'm not upset with the way the rifle's grouping. It performed well. I love shooting it. All three trigger squeezes on each round I thought went very well. I have not adjusted the trigger poundage yet. I haven't taken it out of the stock and adjusted the trigger poundage. Right now it's maybe at about 4, and I'm okay with that. I don't like it to be so light where I'm like, oh, surprising. But all in all, not too bad. All right, everybody, there you have it. Not a bad first go around of our 100-yard group test out of our Gen 2 Ruger American Predator 6.5 Grendel. What are your guys' thoughts on it? Definitely, I'm sure I could tighten up my shooting a lot. You guys have always pointed that out, and I've always pointed it out myself. Not every shot I take is going to be perfect. Not every shot everybody takes is going to be perfect. But I feel confident in my trigger squeezes today and that I performed as best I could to get this 100-yard group test done. I think the rifle is performing very well. The only hiccups I've had are these shitty MN2 mags. They are Grendel specific, but I have still yet to meet anything that these function well out of. Whatever. At least they weren't expensive. All right, everybody, there you have it. This is Dave with Spider Monkey 2A. Give us a like, maybe share this video. Hope you subscribe. Make sure you turn on that bell for notifications so you know when the videos are coming out. Hit that super thanks button if you feel like supporting the channel. That's the easiest way to do it. And as always, thanks for stopping by.